All right, for this problem what we're going to be doing is trying to graph quadratic function in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. Now I've given us one here, asked us to graph it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to identify what a is. Now a is the number in front of x squared, and that's a 1. Now that tells us that this parabola must open upward, and therefore we have some minimum point. That minimum point there is our vertex. Now in order to find our vertex, we can use our vertex formula. Now the vertex is given by the point hk, and h will always be equal to negative b over 2a, and k will always be f of h. And it's a very powerful formula, and we're going to use it now to get that vertex. So I figure out what negative b over 2a is. Negative b here is the negative of this number, which is negative 4, over 2 times a. Now we said a was 1, so that just comes out to be negative 2. So that's the x-coordinate of our vertex, or the h here. Now to find the k, we take this answer, negative 2, and we plug it into our function. So I just plug in, let's see, negative 2 squared, that's this, plus 4 times negative 2, and then minus 5. If we evaluate this, we'll get 4 minus, let's say, 8 here, minus 5. This gives us negative 9. So our vertex is the point negative 2, negative 9. Now what we need to see is, do we have x-intercepts? And the easiest way to see if we have x-intercepts is to just do a quick little sketch, because if we don't have x-intercepts, we don't want to go try to find them and waste our time. So to find these, or to figure out if we have these, I'll do a quick little sketch. What I'm going to do is plot my vertex, negative 2, negative 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's my vertex, and I know I open upward from here. If we open upward, we're going to have to hit the x-axis. So we do have x-intercepts. And just remember, if it had opened down, you wouldn't want to go try and find them. You just draw it down, you'd be done. But we do have them, so let's find them. To find the x-intercepts, we set our function equal to 0. So we take our x squared plus 4x minus 5, we set it equal to 0. And now we have 3 techniques that we could use. We could either try and factor it, we could use completing the square, or the very powerful quadratic formula. Now I noticed that this can be factored, and that's the quickest way to do it. So I'm going to go with the factoring. Once I factor it, I set each of the factors equal to 0, and I get 2 solutions, negative 5 and positive 1. Now if you didn't see the factoring here, quadratic formula would probably be the easiest way. So what I do now is I go to my graph, I go to the x value of 1, I put a dot, go to the x value of negative 5, that's negative 1, 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and now I can just draw my parabola through here, and I've got the graph.